Page 66, Parasailing. Well, doesn't this look like fun? We got eighth notes going crazy here. Good grief. And you're going to need to be able to do the C major scale and do it fairly well. Now, I've only been telling you to go up an octave. Well, you need to start going 2 octaves on that. I have it, the instructions are in the video. Just start doing the intermediate level stuff in it. It's the 2 octaves. Everything I tell you with the accents and the wrist drops and the... Now we're going over you're bringing the thumb under the 4th finger. So you've been doing 3rd finger. You bring thumb under or over. You do that trill exercise. Well, now you got to go 4th finger under. Might have to come out a little bit, but don't come out a lot. When you go 2 octaves or more, that's the fingering, and we get that in this piece. Now, rhythm-wise, it's actually pretty simple because they're pretty much all eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right. Let's look it over. 2 pages long. We have treble clefs in both staves. Remember, that's one of the things, treble clef and bass clef. Now we got treble clef in both staves. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. Do the C major scale like I just talked about, but go 2 octaves up and down now. From now on, you need to start doing 2 octaves. Of course, you'll still do the 1 octave if you follow my instructions, but you gotta go 2. Okay. 4/4 time, and we got eighth notes. I gotta take both hands together here pretty much because it's either one hand or the other playing, and in order to make sense out of it, both hands gotta be there. So you're starting out right, left hand is up here in treble clef, and right hand is here. So we're up in this position. Don't move, don't sit somewhere else, sit in the middle of the piano and just turn and reach, okay? Don't lean. So we're here. 2. See, we're just playing broken chords. See that first 2 measures and right, it's just a broken chord. That's all, and this, that's all that is. And then in the 3rd measure, it's a different chord. It's a G7 chord. Get the idea? That's very repetitious, and that's what most of this is. You get down to measure 9. You have this scale. It's a C major scale going up. You don't need their fingering in there. Just use the fingering for a C major scale. And then measure 10, the right hand, but it has an AB above it. So as the left hand is playing this, you got to move the right hand up. So you want up here. So. And then for measure 12. You're back up here, except that's not a C now, it's an E. We went up here. And it's going to be the same fingering. It's going to feel the same as a C major scale. Your fingers are on slightly different notes. That's all. It's the same feeling. And measure 13, left hand scale. And then the right hand again, but this time you're up on G. And when you come down here, it's 4th finger. This is the fingering for the C major scale, multiple octaves. So 4, 4 again, and then when you get to measure 16, just go 3, 2. We don't need to go 4 because we're not going to keep going. The left hand's going to help us out. So 3 is enough, and then the left hand goes over, takes over. We skipped a couple notes. We skipped 1 note. That's all we're just doing the scale going down. So if you can do the scale, this kind of thing is pretty easy. If you can't, you'll struggle with this. This will take a while. So starting again on measure 14, we're just doing the scale. We're going to go all the way down to here. So 4, 3, 4, 3, and then 3 again. That's all it is. And then you're back to what you were doing at the beginning, except you're down here. Now down at the bottom, measure 25, you get treble clef back for the left hand. So at the end of measure 24, you're here. You got to get your left hand up here ready to go. And then so that way measure 25, you get the left hand is there and the right hand moves. And then the last 2 measures, up above, it says ABA, both hands. See, this is how they got to do if they want both hands. Otherwise, it would just be the right hand. So both hands now got to come up here. You just lift up and move. And this. And in the last measure, I recommend in the right hand, you do a 1, 2, 5. Because this way you're more in this position. We're not using that note here, rather than here and having to move up. No, just so. You can, if you want, use second finger at the measure 26, right at the beginning. Here, if you want, just stay there. That's fine. So when we got that mess worked out, and then you go through it a few hundred times and work out all the hesitations so the eighth notes are steady throughout. Keep them as slow as you got to, doesn't matter, but steady. Now think about the articulation. Well, let's see, we got accents in the right hand. Play them a little louder. Now measure 4 when the eighth note it's slurred. I suggest you connect these to measure 5. Connect that together. It's like they lead into it. We want this, except instead of that C, we're playing that C. And then on measure 9, you just put all together, slur, and then lift up with an accent. Lift up. I'm lifting up here between these slurs, like taking a breath. Accent. And I'd connect all that together. Measure 16 and 17, I'd connect those. Here, don't go. No, connect them. Accent. So once you kind of get an idea of the articulation, then we think about the dynamics. Mezzo piano at the beginning, it's sort of soft, it's both hands here. It's sort of soft. Well, the accented note will be sort of loud. It takes it up a little bit. And you're staying that way until measure 9. This is soft. And then back up to moderately soft, which like you were, it's the accented note takes. Now you're at moderately soft, and you're shifting up to moderately loud. That makes the accented note a loud note. Then on measure 13, moderately loud, going up to loud. That makes the accented note a very loud now, but this is loud now. Well, isn't that going to be fun? That causes a problem. You see, it is rather difficult to play loud fast because it takes a lot of weight, a lot more emphasis to play loud on a piano. And these running notes, when you tend to tense up, and that slows you down. So it's very important, if you're using the technique I'm teaching in the scale video, you stay relaxed, you let the weight push the note down. I'm feeling very heavy on that hand. Until measure 16 comes to the rescue, and I'm going to go back down to moderately soft. Here. So you may have to practice, and again, it's a good practice when doing the scales to practice these other things while you're doing the scale. For instance, you can practice the scale very softly and loud. Plus, you can practice it smooth and connected, not smooth, but connected, legato and staccato, and then mix it up. Do different things in the hands if you're doing okay. If you're struggling, don't do different things in the hands. But if you're getting that okay, start thinking about doing different things in the hand. For instance, in C major scale, you don't have to go that fast. You take it your speed, but I can play it very softly. It's very light, and then I can play loud by being heavy. No, I don't want to do it because I don't want to listen to it. But then try one hand heavy and one hand light. So you're playing one hand louder than the other. And then switch it. So switch it so you get an idea of one hand being one way and the other hand being another. Plus the articulation. Connect one hand and staccato. And the other hand, and then switch it around. Practice these things while you're doing the scale. And since you need to be going 2 octaves, that just gives you a little more practice at these other things. Just keep it really, really slow. Don't practice the scale fast. That does damage. That causes problems. Keep it slow. I've been doing it a long time, so this is okay, but probably shouldn't be demonstrating that fast to you, but whatever. Now, once you have a handle on the dynamics, we think about the speed. Good luck with that. Lively and fun, yeah, right. It has to be accurate. So keep the eighth notes even. If you're lively as this, that's good enough. You don't have to go really fast, but if you want to go a little faster and you can control it, that's fine. Don't go super fast, that's out of context. You think, wow, is it a windy day or something? No, don't go real fast on this. Keep it down a little bit. And of course, they've added pedal. I like it without pedal. And make sure you learn it without pedal so you hear everything clearly. But it's overlapping and it's legato pedal, except for the scale runs. The runs, we don't pedal those. So push the note down. Right now on this one, because it goes by so fast, you'll have to push the note down pretty much with the note. Otherwise, if you wait too long, you won't catch the note. You know, I won't get it. So you got to make sure you push the pedal down and catch the note. And when I change the pedal, it's right almost at the same time I play the note. I'd like to play the note first and then change it, but again, I got to do it quickly. I don't want to lose the note. So, and then measure 4 change, and then lift up. So, like taking a breath. So, you can read the pedaling in there and do it. Yeah, experiment with it. Know what the pedal and the effect the pedal is having to the sound. Now they are pedaling some of the scales here on the right, like measure 10. And that's for effect. That's for the wind is blowing the thing. Yeah. I'll measure 16. You let the pedal up as we want all the eighth notes connected. But if you've been practicing it without scales or without the pedal, then you can do this. All you're doing is lifting the pedal up as you play here. You really lift it up as you play the A. Right here. It just cleans out all that sound because you had it down for all of this. So you lift it up at the end to clear out the mess before we start the main theme again. Now remember the pedal is down for the last 4 measures all the way through it, throughout all 4 measures. Let's play this together very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'll go ahead and pedal it like they're showing so you get an idea, although it would be easier for you to hear the notes if I didn't pedal, but I want you to see the pedaling too. So I'll give us 4 counts and let's do this. I'm not going to do any dynamics. We're just playing notes and rhythms here. Now because we have eighth notes all over the place, I put the metronome on eighth notes, so it's beating eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. And 1. 3 and 4 and. 4 and off.